Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. I'm Cecily, a freelance writer and creator based in Paris. Today I'll be sharing some stretch exercises that I completed recently. So what is a stretch exercise? If you didn't see my last video about releasing your fears in order to overcome procrastination, I recommend you check it out. But basically a stretch exercise is any kind of activity that pushes you out of your comfort zone, and its purpose is to help you overcome any limiting beliefs or fears that you have around certain activities which are holding you back from doing what you really want to do and from living your fullest life. Some examples of this could be public speaking, asking a stranger out on a date. It could be being open and vulnerable with a loved one, friend, family, someone you're in a relationship with. So I documented 3 stretch exercises that I completed recently: dining in a restaurant alone, going to swim laps in a public pool, and going running. So it doesn't have to be something that scares you because of outsider judgment. It can also be just something that you've been putting off doing because it makes you uncomfortable in some kind of way. People can have fears of many things. It could be a fear of judgment, a fear of being visible if you're self-conscious. It could be a fear of failure. It could be fears related to poor self-image, a lack of self-worth, or poor self-esteem. It could also be a fear related to rejection and being vulnerable with other people. These are all really valid fears, and if we can do some exercises which help you break through them, you'll see that they're not as scary as you thought, and that actually you can do some of the things that maybe you've been putting off doing for a while. While you are preparing for these stretch exercises, you need to be asking yourself a few questions. The first question is, why does this activity scare you? What is the deeper fear? What is really bothering you? For example, I'm not scared of going to eat in a restaurant. I'm scared of potential judgment, of other people seeing me eating there alone, or this poor lonely girl, she doesn't have any friends. It's pretty much made up beliefs in my head that are stopping me from doing something. I'm pushing these opinions onto other people because somebody sitting next to me may not have any opinion about the fact that I'm eating alone. They might actually be quite inspired by that. So the second question is, how is this fear holding you back from doing what you want to do in life? What kind of impact is this fear having on your day-to-day life? So for me, it might just be stopping me from doing what I feel like doing because I feel like I can't do it alone. I have to make plans with somebody else, in the example of a restaurant. And then the third question is, what would happen if you actually went out and did the thing? How would it open up opportunities to you, and how would it benefit you? You could consider pros and cons to doing this activity. What could you gain from doing this activity, and what is the worst case scenario that could happen? I think you'll find that you've got a lot more to gain than you do to potentially lose. Basically, I shot some footage while I was going about these activities, going to the pool, running, and then today I went to the restaurant by myself, and you'll see how it all went. Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing one of the stretch exercises. When I was in school, I was in the swimming squad thanks to my mum. She pretty much forced me to go. I have such awful memories of the alarm going off at 6 in the morning. It was just a pretty awful experience, and I've decided that I want to get back into swimming. So I'm going to take you with me to this public pool in Paris. It's really cool actually. It's like a floating swimming pool on top of the Seine, the River Seine. We are in August and normally it would be packed, but the weather is grey, overcast, 20 degrees today, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to go and actually get some laps in. It's a stretch exercise for me because it's just been such a long time since I swam laps. It's probably been 15 years since I swam laps as exercise. So I'm excited. I don't think I would say I'm nervous. I'm more excited. Today is more of an experiment. If I don't love it, then there's no pressure for me to go back. We'll see how it goes. Just to touch on the other stretch exercise that I have done. Today's Thursday. On Monday this week, I actually met a new friend. It was actually a potential client and we didn't end up working together, but I asked her if she wanted to grab coffee or a drink one day. She's an expat as well. She's American. It's just nice to meet other expats expats in Paris because we just have a different view on the city and how it works. I love having French friends as well. I think it's really important to integrate into a new city, but she was really nice. It just goes to show pushing yourself out of your comfort zone just a little bit. This is how you expand, start new activities, build new habits, and become the person that you want to be. So here I go, fresh-faced to swimming. So all the way along the Seine you have these really cute little bars set up. In the evenings it's really nice to come out and grab a drink. But for now, we're going to the pool. Back home from the pool, washed my hair so it's a bit fluffy now. And you can see that I still have a goggle mark from my swimming goggles. I wanted to talk a little bit about how I felt it went in terms of a stretch exercise and then just in terms of the swimming in general. I feel like as a stretch exercise, it's how it always tends to be, where you put off doing something that's unknown or that you're not used to doing, even though when you do it, it's so easy. It was so simple. It was kind of nostalgic because I remember swimming squad when I was a kid. It's a bit of a nightmare memory because the swimming squad was girls of all different ages, and I just remember feeling like I was always struggling to keep up with the other girls because they would have it on a whiteboard, like everything we were going to do, and it felt like as soon as I got back to the starting point we were going again. I was a decent swimmer, but I guess I was younger compared to the other girls. I just didn't feel like I was thriving. It was nice to go today and swim with no pressure. Probably only swam for half an hour because the pool was not clean. It was starting to gross me out because you looked at the bottom of the pool while you're swimming, it was yellow. I wouldn't go back to this particular pool, but I did enjoy the experience overall, doing something new and different. It's just a shame that the pool was not maintained to the standard that I would expect. But for now, I did my stretch exercise. I'm really happy that I can tick it off my list, so that makes 2 this week. Good morning, it is the next day. It is Friday, the 20th of August. I'm going to go for a jog now. We're still trying to push ourselves out of our comfort zones. This morning I felt pretty tired. I mean, I'm not a morning person, so it's rare that I would wake up and just feel like going for a run. I did get in the habit during 2020 of going for walks because, all the gyms were closed. So I would normally go for a 6-kilometer walk in the forest. But the theme of this video is really to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, so I'm going to go for a jog. I'm going to do my best. I'm just not in my peak fitness right now, and I'm just trying to be kind to myself and remind myself that I'm removing all of the... Oh, I'm sorry, that's my dog. You say hi, Daphne. I'm trying to forget all my past conditioning, which was, working out to look a certain way or to lose weight. No, we are working out to work on our inner health, our physical fitness and strength and cardio health, and any aesthetic side effects is just a bonus, but it is not the goal. I'm gonna go now and I will check in afterwards. I think I'm 3 kilometers down. 4.5 kilometers. I just got home. I am like a beetroot. Oh my gosh. But I love it when I come home to my puppies. Come here. Even if I've been gone for like an hour, they are just so excited. Yes. Yes. Where did they go? We don't know. You don't know. Hey cutie. Hey other cutie. Hi. Oh. Hi cute girl. Hi Daphne. Hi Daphne. Hey Pandy. Don't worry, it's not forget you. Okay, we got Pandora in the background. We got Daphne in the foreground. I'm pretty pleased with myself with how that went. I tracked it on the Nike Run app. Friday morning run, 6 kilometers. So it says that it was 50 minutes, 8 minutes 17 per kilometer. Now, that sounds like a lot, but I will explain what happened. The first kilometer I warmed up, I just walked. The next 2 kilometers I jogged at around 7 minutes a kilometer. That's like quite an accomplishment for me since I haven't been running regularly. I've never been like a runner. My sister did cross country when we were growing up and I was the slow child in terms of fast sports, which is why I played golf. Anyway, so in total I jogged 3.5 kilometers and then for the last kilometer I cooled down. So I basically walked for 2.5 kilometers and jogged for 3.5 kilometers. And then you can see my splits here. I know that by regular people's standards this is slow, but we all have to start somewhere. I really want to make jogging a regular part of my life so that it doesn't become a stretch exercise every time I want to go for a jog, because if I jog every 2 or 3 months one time, then every time I'm like, oh I should jog, I work it up to be this hard thing when actually it's not that bad. I mean, I am a beetroot, but it's not that bad. So I'm just patting Daphne here. She's sitting on my leg. She's such a cutie. I could show you. Hey little Daphne. Oh, she's the sweetest thing. You're the sweetest. And then we got little Pandy. Pandora. When I started running, I've got that first few hundred meters that feel quite hard, I find, until you find the rhythm. And once I found my rhythm, it felt like the world slowed down around me. Now, I don't know if it's the world that slowed down or if I was running so slowly that it just felt really slow, but it kind of felt like the world slowed down and I was just jogging and it felt almost effortless. I'm proud of myself for pushing myself because honestly this morning I just felt like going for a walk, and if I hadn't have been filming this video I would have just gone for a walk. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday the 24th of August and I just ran 3.3 kilometers without stopping. So I warmed up for 1k and then I ran for 3.3 and I'm going to have a little pause, just take a breath and then keep going. And it felt really good and I was tired this morning. Got woken up by my puppy and I still came out and got a run in, so I'm really proud of myself. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday 24th of August. This morning I went for my run, so this was my entire run. I just wanted to share a little bit. My dog is barking. I don't know where I was. I think I might have some of the clingiest dogs in the world because I left one of them on the couch and then she was barking and I had to go and get her down. It's the afternoon now, but I did want to just talk about my run from this morning and how it went and sort of the improvements I feel that is already happening, and it really hasn't been very long. So this morning it was a total of 6 kilometers that I was outside, but I did a 1 kilometer warm up, a 1 kilometer cool down, and then the other 4 kilometers in the middle I actually jogged. My fastest split for the jogging was 6 minutes 50. Honestly, really proud of myself. I literally ran 3.3 kilometers non-stop. I kind of wish I hadn't paused for the view because that last 700 meters was so hard. Just getting started again once you've stopped is so hard. So I guess rookie mistake. It's just funny like how much better I feel during the day once I've moved in the morning. I just feel accomplished and I feel like I've done something good for myself. And then even just washing my hair and getting put together. I had to film something today, so that's why I have makeup on. Normally I don't wear makeup most days, but there is something to be said for wearing makeup and feeling more confident. So yeah, that was a tangent as per usual. I will check in when I go for my brunch. So now we will debrief what are the bigger fears around dining solo. So for me, I definitely struggle with fear of judgment from others and feeling self-conscious. I've been through quite a journey with body image. I guess I'm trying to reprogram my brain because they're all deep-seated beliefs that we've been programmed to have, either by our parents or society, the media. And so today I went to this very cute cafe, but it happens to be located right in the middle of several universities. And it was also 20 past 12 on a Friday, so it was busy. Everybody was sitting in pairs, so it was a little bit awkward, I guess. The fun side is that you get to kind of listen to other people's conversations, hear what they're getting up to in their lives, which is kind of interesting, except for the two girls sitting next to me who spoiled Squid Game. So I did bring a little notepad where I did a little bit of journaling. I wanted to really embrace the exercise as much as possible and not lean on too many crutches, I guess you would say. I definitely felt a little uncomfortable sitting there by myself where I had tables of two next to me. It definitely wasn't the most enjoyable experience. It's a stretch exercise. It's not supposed to be necessarily super fun. It was great to get out of my comfort zone. It was definitely a stretch, but I don't think I'm going to be doing it again. It's just a more enjoyable experience with somebody else. Did I feel judged? Maybe a little bit, but nothing crazy. Actually, the two girls sitting next to me were American. They didn't seem to care at all. I don't think that we can know if anyone was really judging us or not, but regardless of what beliefs and fears I have around it, I'm capable of doing it alone, but I would just rather enjoy somebody else's company. But hey, we did it. So I'm just going to briefly answer the questions for the other two activities, the swimming and the running. Why does this activity scare you? What is the deeper fear? For swimming, I wasn't really afraid of it. It's just going to a new club, doing an activity that I haven't done in many years. Fear of not being that good at it, I suppose. And likewise for running, I think with running there's more of a fear of judgment there because most people who run in the forest are regular runners and they're very fast. And I used to feel inadequate when I would run slowly, and all the fast runners that run like 5 days a week would all pass me, and I would just feel like I would just feel bad. However, I put into practice this insight that a runner gave me. They said, run as slowly as you can. I felt, firstly, it gave me that freedom of like, I'm not trying to run fast, so I don't feel like I'm failing because I'm trying to run slowly, slow and steady. And the other funny thing happened to me a little while ago. I was running and it was towards the end of my run. I was doing 6 kilometers walking and running, but I think overall I ran for about 4.5k. And I was up to like the last kilometer, and this guy on a bike going in the opposite direction basically cheered me on. And my first thought was like, oh my god, I must look like I'm dying if he feels like he needs to cheer me on. And then my second thought was maybe the universe is just sending me encouragement to keep going and finish what I started. And so I chose to take it in a positive sense. We can always interpret people's actions and words positively or negatively depending on how we feel about ourselves. And so by choosing to take it positively, because I believe that it was meant in a positive way, it's cool. I needed someone to cheer me on. There he was, you know. We'll get into manifestation later on this channel. I have a few videos planned, but I do believe that I manifested this man to come and cheer me on when I really needed it. Second question, how is this fear holding you back in life? The swimming really doesn't affect my life. If I swim or I don't swim, nothing really changes, but I did want to get back into swimming, so it was just holding me back from doing something that I wanted to do. Ditto with the running. If I run or not, the world is not going to drastically change for me, but for a lot longer actually I've been wanting to become a regular runner, just get my cardio fitness up. It was just holding me back from doing something that I wanted to do. The third question, what would happen if you go for it? What are the pros and cons of going for it? They're pretty simple. Once you do the thing, it actually ends up being so much easier than you thought. Although although running can be really tough when you haven't done it in a long time. The pros is you finally do the thing and you feel free and you don't hold yourself back anymore. You get better and better at the activity that you're doing. And then the cons of doing it is, oh, maybe you're unfit and maybe you feel slower than everyone else. With the restaurant today, yeah, I just felt a little uncomfortable, but I had a lovely meal and a lovely walk around Paris. I just wanted to touch on a couple of the other things that I did that were stretch exercises recently. I mentioned that I had asked a potential client of mine out for a drink. The fear of rejection is something here, and I felt it, you know, for a split second, but I just felt so intuitively that it was the right thing to do that I asked her and she said yes. We've been catching up pretty frequently since then. I just feel like the pros so outweigh the cons because I've made a new friend. She's really great. The worst that could have happened is that she says no and we move on. The final stretch exercise, which was one of the biggest for me, was creating my YouTube channel and posting my first video. It can be such a long process, so what I did was split it up into a list of different things that needed to happen in order for the first video to come together. In terms of what the fear is, it was definitely a fear of being seen, a fear of putting myself out there, being vulnerable, potentially ridiculed. There are a bunch of fears for me around creating a YouTube channel, but this is something that I just felt like I needed to do for a long time. What's kind of funny is I had this fear like, oh, people will make fun of me. People actually have to see your video first, so there's really no need to stress. Now it has opened up this doorway for me where I feel like this is what I want to be doing, so here I am doing it, and I'm just really excited about that because it was basically holding me back from doing something that I felt like I wanted to do for so long. Ripping the band-aid off and publishing my first video, knowing that probably no one's going to see it, it was definitely worthwhile. Okay, so that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking around until the end. If you have been inspired to do any stretch exercises yourself, comment down below what exercise you're going to be doing, and maybe you could share what fear you're going to try to conquer by doing that exercise, so that way we can support each other with the process. You can do it, and I can't wait to hear how it goes. If you're enjoying my videos, I would really love you to subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video in particular, I would so appreciate you tapping the like button. It just helps signal to YouTube that my videos could be pushed out for other people to see. Next week we'll be delving into more wellness and self-care content. I'm super excited for this content that's coming up, and I can't wait to bring it to you. With that, I will see you in the next one. Bye!